Chapter 5, Karma Sannyas Yoga. Arjuna said, O Shri Krishna, you praised Karma Sannyas, the path of renunciation of actions, and you also advised to do Karma Yoga, work with devotion. Please tell me decisively which of the two is more beneficial? The Supreme Lord said, both the path of Karma Sannyas, renunciation of actions, and Karma Yoga, working in devotion, lead to the supreme goal. But Karma Yoga is superior to Karma Sannyas. The Karma Yogis, who neither desire nor hate anything, should be considered always renounced. Free from all dualities, they are easily liberated from the bonds of material energy. Only the ignorant speak of Sankhya, renunciation of actions, or Karma Sannyas, and Karma Yoga, work in devotion, as different. Those who are truly learned say that by applying ourselves to any one of these paths, we can achieve the results of both. The supreme state that is attained by means of Karma Sannyas is also attained by working in devotion. Hence, those who see Karma Sannyas and Karma Yoga to be identical, truly see things as they are. Perfect renunciation, Karma Sannyas, is difficult to attain without performing work in devotion, Karma Yoga, O mighty armed Arjuna, but the sage who is adept in Karma Yoga quickly attains the supreme. The Karma Yogis, who are of purified intellect, and who control the mind and senses, see the soul of all souls in every living being. Though performing all kinds of actions, they are never entangled. Those steadfast in Karma Yoga, always think, I am not the doer, even while engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, moving, sleeping, breathing, speaking, excreting, grasping, and opening or closing the eyes. With the light of divine knowledge, they see that it is only the material senses that are moving amongst their objects. Those who dedicate their actions to God, abandoning all attachment, remain untouched by sin, just as a lotus leaf is untouched by water. The yogis, while giving up attachment, perform actions with their body, senses, mind, and intellect, only for the purpose of self-purification. Offering the results of all activities to God, the Karma Yogis attain everlasting peace. Whereas those who, being impelled by their desires, work with a selfish motive become entangled because they are attached to the fruits of their actions. The embodied beings who are self-controlled and detached reside happily in the city of 9 gates, free from thoughts that they are the doers or the cause of anything. Neither the sense of doership nor the nature of actions comes from God, nor does He create the fruits of actions. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature, gunas. The omnipresent God does not involve Himself in the sinful or virtuous deeds of anyone. The living entities are deluded because their inner knowledge is covered by ignorance. But for those whose ignorance is destroyed by divine knowledge, the Supreme Entity is revealed, just as the sun illumines everything when it rises. Those whose intellect is fixed in God, who are completely absorbed in God, with firm faith in Him as the supreme goal, such persons quickly reach the state from which there is no return, their sins having been dispelled by the light of knowledge. The truly learned, with the eyes of divine knowledge, see with equal vision a Brahmin, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater. Those whose minds are established in equality of vision conquer the cycle of birth and death in this very life. They possess the flawless qualities of God, and are therefore seated in the absolute truth. Established in God, having a firm understanding of divine knowledge and not hampered by delusion, they neither rejoice in getting something pleasant nor grieve on experiencing the unpleasant. Those who are not attached to external sense pleasures realize divine bliss in the self. Being united with God through yoga, they experience unending happiness. The pleasures that arise from contact with the sense objects, though appearing as enjoyable to worldly-minded people, are verily a source of misery. O son of Kundi, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, so the wise do not delight in them. Those persons are yogis, who before giving up the body are able to check the forces of desire and anger, and they alone are happy. Those who are happy within themselves, enjoying the delight of God within, and are illumined by the inner light, such yogis are united with the Lord and are liberated from material existence. Those holy persons, whose sins have been purged, whose doubts are annihilated, whose minds are disciplined, and who are devoted to the welfare of all beings, attain God and are liberated from material existence. For those sannyasis, who have broken out of anger and lust through constant effort, who have subdued their mind, and are self-realized, liberation from material existence is both here and hereafter. Shutting out all thoughts of external enjoyment, with the gaze fixed on the space between the eyebrows, equalizing the flow of the incoming and outgoing breath in the nostrils, and thus controlling the senses, mind, and intellect, the sage who becomes free from desire, fear, and anger, always lives in freedom. Having realized me as the enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all the worlds and the selfless friend of all living beings, my devotee attains peace.